And I think when we focus in on more of a running back, maybe we can do more of a job like we did with Green Bay and Aaron Jones and their running backs, right? So to me, right off the bat, it doesn't scare me like that. But also too, you got to think, if you're the defense this week at Ford Field, they're telling Aaron Glenn's hammering this down, Dan Campbell's hammering this down. The fact that the levy's got to break. It's not like Daniel Jones. The consistency, you are what you are. It reminds me, the turnovers and as a quarterback reminds me of shooting percentage in hockey. It's about, as Brendan Shanahan used to say, is that it's your percentage really doesn't change. Maybe one year you'll have a higher percentage, but say if you're a 10% shooter, you need 10 shots for every goal. So it's about quantity, right? So
it's a numbers game.
It's about the numbers game. And if you're like, that, this is the way that it works in sports. So he's used up all his juju. What I'm saying is Daniel Jones early. And with the attitude of the Detroit Lions, where they're going in there thinking, right? You got Akuta that just had a pick six. You got guys that are playing hard to the ball all the time, that this is set up for them to go out and do it, right? This is the offense you want to do it against. Yeah, they got to shut down Saquon Barkley, but I think that the way that the defensive line, the way that this team has sort of played in the last couple of weeks, they're going to be up to the task. So if I was a betting man, I would take, like you said, probably I would think that this is a 2-turnover game.
Yeah, and that's where it is for me. And I think the Lions' running game will bounce back a little bit. They were a little less than what they typically have been last week, but it didn't matter because they won the football game. So, again, and on WoodwardSports.com chat thread, and this is very, very fair. Corona, I haven't seen you in there. Appreciate you tapping into Big D Energy. Says, objectively, Goff has been the turnover machine since 2019. Spencer Raxter would celebrate your point.
Yes. It's true.
But that's the question, right? Where New York's probably saying the same thing. My question to you guys, going into this game, who you want under center, Daniel Jones or Jared Goff? And you have to choose one. Because I'm choosing Goff. And what's that have to say?
That's a good... Remember we did this?
We did do this.
Hold on. That reminds me. Remember we did this and I kind of set all you guys up. Sorry. I do that from time to time. Right, Sam Flannel?
Oh, that's... It really is closer than you think because Daniel Jones, despite the Giants winning, he hasn't really done much this year. He's only thrown for 200 yards in a game twice, and his receiving core is beyond decimated. You've got Darius Slayton and Richie James as your starting wide receivers, which to me, that is probably, maybe besides the Bears, the weakest passing attack that this Lions defense will have faced. It seems obvious that you just don't let Saquon Barkley beat you, but no team has been able to do that because Saquon Barkley is averaging 100 yards rushing per game. But I think the Lions can maybe force Daniel Jones into a couple turnovers, maybe at least make him mid, and maybe force Saquon Barkley to get those yards the hard way. Call me crazy, but I believe the Lions have a very good chance in this game.
And that's where I am with it.
A couple of weeks ago, I would have never thought that in a million years.
And that's where I am with it.
But the Lions, they can win this game. As the week goes on, I might actually even pick them, although I'm not ready to commit to that just yet. But this is a very, very winnable game for the Lions. And then you start to look ahead. This season might not be that lost.
And I forget what the numbers were on it, but it was high. It was like, 75? We gave you the option before the season started.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones or Jared Goff. And it was right around 80% of you that said Jared Goff, no question. Let's rerun it, shall we? On the WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Right now, who would you take? Right now going forward, you want Jared Goff, you want Daniel Jones?